I've been watching Matt Kenseth. He's about a lane higher than what he's been running a lot of the day, and I think a lot of that has to do with Carl being right on the bottom, and Matt's just trying to get more air to the front end. You can see him go to the bottom in 3 and 4 there, but in 1 and 2 he's been up about a groove. And I think a lot of that has to do with momentum and seeing if that's an area that he may be able to utilize when he does get to Carl's bumper.
Now, if you look at the speeds right there, the 2 leaders almost identical. Casey Kane actually had the fastest lap that time by.
2/100ths of a mile an hour.
I'm telling you,
the top two.
They are going at it. Those are 2 cars out of the same shop. And boy, you can tell it by the speeds.
You guys back on lap 137 that Carl Edwards could make it to the end. Well, they recalculated. They were 3 laps short. When that caution came out on 150, there was a lot of talk about whether or not they should come down. Mike Beam told his driver, we cannot make it if there's a green-white checker. Carl said, I've saved you some fuel. Obviously, Carl won. They stayed out. Right now, he's being told he is a half lap short to make it to the end. And guys, he is well aware that that 16 behind him can make it.
Well, that's the key right there. He can save fuel. Carl Edwards, one of the best at saving fuel. But, you know, when he has to hold off somebody like Matt Kenseth to run the lap times he's running, how much can you save?
Yeah, you can't be saving much right now when you've got Matt Kenseth right there within striking distance. So it's not like there's some things that you can do. Obviously, staying off the brake pedal is the best thing that Carl Edwards can do. That won't slow his speed down that much. Plus, it could save him a little bit of fuel. Maybe just enough to get him to the checker flag. The good thing is I think that Carl was aware of this situation early enough that he could have saved fuel under caution and even before we started in on the very part of this. But you can see Matt Kenseth closed in right now, so he's had time to save some fuel. Is it enough?
Well, one thing I'm seeing right now, Dale, is this track is changing a lot. We're seeing a lot more sun on it. I'm not sure that that's not playing into Matt Kenseth's hands right now, because his car has been good when the track has been slick, and it's getting, like I said, that sun's making it a little slicker. It's like Carl's got his hands full.
Yeah, and you got the modern-day David Pearson right there with Matt Kenseth, never showing you exactly what he's got until it's time to go win the race.
Alan, this reminds me of a conversation I had with Chris Andrews before the race regarding Matt Kenseth being behind the wheel instead of Trevor Bayne. I asked him what the effect has been on this race team not having Trevor around. He said, our mentality has changed. We've gone from running for a championship to just going for race wins. But he told me that gives us some freedom. We can take some risks. One of them was on the last pit stop. Instead of going for track position and taking just 2 tires, they went for 4. We heard the radio between Kenseth and Andrews during that period of time where he said, hey, look, on a slick racetrack like this in Charlotte, I'll take Matt Kenseth with 4 fresh tires any day. He's closing the gap, only about 2 car lengths separating the leaders now.
Just 7 laps to go.
These 2 are still going to encounter some traffic, some lap traffic, so that could play a big part into what's going to happen.
You're sitting there running second, Dale. You look ahead and see what's coming up and try to plan for where you're going to place yourself to try to maybe get an advantage?
I think more now you're just running as hard as you can, and if that happens to open up a situation for you, but now you just really want to try to get to that car's bumper to where you could make the difference yourself by loosening, in this case, if Matt could get to Carl's bumper, he could loosen him up some and then make the pass that way instead of having to rely on someone else.
Like this?
Wow.
Inside.
Whoa.
For the race lead, and
he made it look
through.
easy.
Edwards with the crossover.
Just think how he set him up there, though. He had been running that high groove, and I think Carl moved up there to try to take some of the air off of Matt's car.
Well, look at him. Carl gets it back.
Well, Carl just wanted to have some fun.
How about this? That is Joey Logano in that 20. They're coming up to put a lap down. One of the guys we thought would contend for the win in this race.
Yeah, this won't be a car that they'll just blow right by, so this could be a factor in the finish. Only 5 to go.
You see, Logano does give Carl Edwards, Matt Kenseth, a lot of room here to race.
I mean, Matt Kenseth just blew right by Carl Edwards. It almost makes you wonder if Carl was backing off to save fuel.
Could be, you know, and it said he moved up the racetrack those times where he has been right on the bottom. And I think that maybe just right there he wasn't paying attention and Matt saw his opening.
Big run there for Matt off 2. Closing right in down the backstretch.
Comes Kenseth again. Big run.
More traffic ahead. 3 laps to go.
Carl opens up that door again on the bottom side.
And there it goes Kenseth again, making it look easy.
Now, last time Carl was able to cross over. This time,
Matt's not going to give it to the infield to cross over that time. Matt went all the way to the bottom.
New leader, Matt Kenseth.
Carl almost hitting the wall.
Yeah, I wonder if his car is running out of fuel, maybe stumbling a little bit right here.
Could be. Yeah, he's losing a lot of ground now to Matt.
They'll be coming back around to the white flag. Matt Kenseth only named to drive this 16 car earlier this week when it was decided to hold Trevor Bayne, black shirt right of your screen, out for another week just to play it safe. An abundance of caution, as Roush Fenway Racing expressed it. Kenseth, one of the best there is. 2-time winner in the Sprint Cup Series already this year. 2-time nationwide winner at Charlotte. He's taken the white flag. He's on his last lap.
Pretty good relief driver to be able to throw in when you need one, huh?
Think so. Jason Leffler, unscheduled stop for fuel. Last lap, must have run the tank dry.
Ain't over, we'll get there. There we go.
Well, the strategy's going to pay off. One try, one trophy this year for Matt Kenseth. Checkered flag in his first Nationwide Series start of the year. Matt Kenseth wins today at Charlotte.
Good job, fellas. That was awesome. I didn't think I was going to get him there.
It'll be Carl Edwards finishing 7/10 of a second behind in second. Kyle Busch will be 4 seconds off the pace in third. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in fourth makes it 3 Roush Fenway Fords in the top 4 finishing positions today.
Coming out of the window of the 16 car, notching his 26th career Nationwide Series win. And it was quite a battle with your teammate Carl Edwards there in the closing laps. How would you describe what went on there in the last 6 or 7 laps or so?
Well, it was intense. Once I cleared Carl there, I waved to him like, okay, we got him. And then he passed me back, and I felt pretty stupid. So I'm like, if I don't pass him back here, I'm going to feel real dumb. So, you know, we had new tires, and I could see him fading a little bit at the end of the run.
Straight top 3 finish. I know we talk a lot about how sensitive this racetrack is to temperature. It is really hot out here right now. How was your race today?
Race was good. You know, we had a really good car there in the beginning and through the middle stages of the race, and unfortunately we just weren't fast enough there at the end. The car didn't really change much. We actually got the balance better, but we just didn't have the speed to carry up with those Roush cars.
I know
today.
you were short on fuel, but what happened to that car in the closing laps?
I got a little bit tight, but Matt raced me really clean. You know, he was kind of messing with me there a little bit. I could tell when he needed to go, he took off. So congrats to Matt. It's a big deal for him.